Consider the result, eat that frog. Every great person, every successful person has become great and successful in the same proportion in which they have limited their power to a particular area. Orison sweat Marden. The sign of a great thinker is that he has the ability to accurately predict the outcome of what he does or does not do. The potential outcome of a job or activity determines how important a job is to you and your company. This way of assessing the importance of a task determines who your next frog is. Dr. of Harvard University. 50 years of research by Edward Banfield concludes that long-term vision is the most accurate indicator of social and economic success in the United States. A long-term vision determines your success in life and work, not so much your family background, education, intelligence, contacts, or any other factor. Your vision and deadlines over time have a profound effect on your behavior and choice of options. A person who has a long-term vision of his life and career will always make better decisions about his time and work than a person who thinks less about the future. Rule: long-term thinking improves short-term decision-making power. Successful people are in control of almost every single situation. They think about 5, 10, or 20 years later. They analyze their options and behaviors in the present and work today with a view to the long-term future. Make the right decision over time. It is important to have a clear idea of what is most important to you in the long run. This makes it easier for you to make good decisions about your priorities in the short term. Anything important has long-term potential consequences. The long-term potential consequences of insignificant things are reduced or not. Rule: your thoughts affect the current work. The clearer the objective, the easier it is to accomplish. Only with a clear long-term vision can the present be evaluated. Think long-term. The person who is willing to sacrifice short-term satisfaction in order to get a bigger reward in the future is always called a successful person. Failing people, on the other hand, often think of short-term happiness and immediate satisfaction and rarely think of the future. Motivational speaker Whitley said, "A defeated person only engages in recreational activities to reduce stress, while a successful person moves forward with long-term thinking." The winner is always motivated by his or her will to reach the goal. For example, coming to work early, studying regularly in your field, taking courses to improve your skills, and focusing on valuable work will have a positive effect on your future. On the other hand, activities like coming to the office late, reading magazines, drinking coffee and chatting with coworkers may be short-lived, but they do not lead to long-term promotion. The level of achievement remains low and frustration increases. If the potential positive outcome of a task or activity is good, give it high priority and get it done right away. Whatever your frog is, try to swallow it immediately. Motivation requires purpose. The more likely your work or behavior is to have a positive effect on your life, the more motivated you will be to give up procrastination and complete it quickly. Keep yourself focused and progressive. Prioritize work that will positively impact your company and your future. Time goes by like that. The key question is how you use it and where you end up in a week or a month. Constant thinking about the possible consequences of one's choices, decisions, and behaviors and true priorities in one's personal life is the appropriate way. Follow the rules of compulsory efficiency. The law of compulsive efficiency says, there is never enough time for every task, but there is always enough time for the most important work. That's enough for that time. When you have less time and you know the consequences of not completing important work, you leave it to be done even at the last minute. You get the job done quickly and are ready to stay up late. Motivate yourself to get the job done. You want to face the consequences of not completing the work on time. Rule: you never have enough time to accomplish what you set out to do. Deadline is an excuse. According to some people, they work under the pressure of deadlines. But, does not accept years of research. Due to deadlines we rush to work and get stressed, from which we have to work again. Because the more hasty you are, the more likely you are to make a mistake. Such a mistake may result in a defect in the product or service. There is a strong possibility of economic loss in the long run. Time is also wasted. You plan ahead and work carefully. Beware of unexpected delays and interruptions. Give about 20% of the time and effort you expect a task to take. Or play a game before the deadline. This will bring you amazing peace. 3 questions of maximum productivity. You can use 3 questions to complete your most important task within a certain time frame. The first question is, what is my highest value activity? Which is the biggest frog you can swallow to make the biggest contribution to your company? To your family, total your life? Is this an important question to ask and answer? What is your most valuable activity? Consider this first. Then ask your boss. Ask your co-workers and subordinates. Ask your friends and family. The second question you can constantly ask is, what work can only I do that will make a difference if done well? I have taken this question from management guru Peter. This is a good question for personal efficacy. What work can only you do that really makes a difference? This is something that only you can do. If you don't do that, no one else can. But if you do, it will change your life and career. What is your special frog? Ask yourself questions every day, every hour, and think of the right answer. Your main task is to think of a clear answer. Do it before you start. The third question you ask is, what is the most valuable use of this time for me? In other words, what is my greatest time? This is the main question of time management. Answering this question correctly is the key to avoiding procrastination and becoming more productive. Every day, every hour, every moment you can use your time wisely to do the most valuable work. Your main job is to ask this question again and again and work on the answer. Do the first thing first. According to Goethe, prioritize the most important thing first. The more accurate the answer to these 3 questions, the easier it will be for you to decide on a clear candidate, to give up, and to start working on it, and it will prove to be the most valuable use of your time. Swallow a frog every morning. 1. Regularly review your work, activity, and project list. Constantly ask yourself, what is the project or work that, if done in the best way possible, will achieve the most positive results in my work or personal life? 2. The most important thing that can be done every day, every hour. Decide and discipline yourself to make the most of your time. What is your most important job right now? 3. Set goals for the most important work. Then make a plan to achieve it and work according to your plan immediately. Engaging in work is the light of the brain. Get started, the work will be done.